New at 4, a vaccine for HPV made in North Carolina has now become the subject of hundreds of new lawsuits filed out of the Charlotte area. Merck and Coyce under fire from at least 185 plaintiffs arguing that the vaccine gave them the same cancer that they were trying to ward off.
Years ago, the FDA approved the company's Gardasil vaccine, which has been used on likely tens of thousands of patients. Human papillomavirus, or HPV, is the most common sexually transmitted infection among people identifying as female. Now, the plaintiffs are alleging medical issues ranging from autoimmune disorders to cancer that only popped up after they were vaccinated. Let's go ahead and bring in Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes.
All right, so Khalif, first you read through some of these complaints. What stuck out most to you?
I mean, if a person comes to my office with this type of claim, the first thing I'm going to say to them is, let's do it up. This claim is money written all over it. The very basic portion of it you have to do like any other tort is prove that there's a duty, a breach, there's causation, and there's some type of damages. Well, I believe that you're giving me this medicine that's supposed to be preventing me from getting this disease, and also the secondary effect of preventing me from getting cancer. But not only is it not preventing me from getting cancer, it's also causing cancer. So the causal connection to you being the reason for my injuries is pretty easy. Now, I say it's easy, but there'll be a lot of experts and it costs a lot of money, and the attorney would bear a lot of the brunt. But on the end of it, these 185 plaintiffs that have now been placed into one lawsuit, I mean, this will be a large payout, a significant settlement. If it ever goes to trial, a jury would give extensive punitive damages because these individuals detrimentally relied on the company's word and the lack of research.
Yeah, you say a lot of 90% of cases settle in something like this, but when you're talking about easy to prove and the causation here, how likely is that to prove from your perspective as a lawyer?
I mean, for me, that's the hardest part of a claim. If I can establish that you had a duty, that, okay, you owe me some duty to protect me from something, and in this case, from a medication that's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, or you're telling me that I bought something and it's not doing what you have presented it to do to me, you've already created a duty and now you've breached the duty. The causation portion is, did me breaching the duty cause your injuries? Well, if I didn't take your medicine, the standard in law school is the but for. But for me taking the medicine from you, I wouldn't have this incident happening. Additionally, but for me relying on you saying that it would work, I probably would have never taken your medication. Now, the problem is this, that the only vaccine that's out there for HPV happens to be this only one. And so that would be the pushback. But the problem is that their research lacked. And these types of drugs that are pushed out when there is an immediate incident, some type of issue, it's rushed to try to find a vaccine, to find a cure. And their plaintiffs are arguing that it should have been more research. It should have been a deeper breadth of information. It should have been a deeper pool. And this has been hundreds of millions of people have taken this medication. And so I can see the plaintiffs only getting larger. I can see a lot of other folks, once they see these types of reports, saying, I want to be a part of this type of claim. And so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate to say the least, because again, this is for women, right? And so a lot of people take it, and you take it in 3 doses because your doctor told you to, right? So Khalif, we'll see where this goes. Thank you.